Hi guys, Ryu here with another video for Blender. In this one we're gonna be modeling something simple with Hard OPS and Boxcutter. Now when you're using Hard OPS and Boxcutter, it's quite important to know whether you're up to date or not. And it's easy to do with Hard OPS. All you need to do is just go here to this menu, click on this icon and check if you're running a current version. And if you don't, then just update it. Alright. Just a quick one before we start, guys. We are on Patreon with Josh as Blender Bros, and this tutorial you're gonna watch in here is quite basic, but if you would like to see something a bit more complicated, hop on Patreon, and the tier 3 has 2 tutorials every month, one for add-ons, one for vanilla. Next month we're gonna have an awesome Canon tut for add-on users, and this month we got like a door, sci-fi door / corridor tut. So check out our Patreon and hope to see you there. Thanks. Okay guys, so let's design some kind of a simple SciFi terminal, or like a, some sort of maybe a display on a small stand. So we're going to use Ngon for this one with Hard OPS. So go to Ngon, turn off this cyclic option here, and now we can draw a shape, right? So let's draw a shape like this. Simply click and drag, and let's click and press T to make it a little bit less crazy, okay? And then click until you see these dots, and then you can extrude it like that, and click, and you got this shape. Cool. Now we're going to go to edit mode, to edge mode. So select this one and edge mode. I'm using machine tools for this under tab. And if you don't have machine tools, just grab it. Fantastic add-on. So going to edge, and I'm going to, with machine tools, switch the X-ray mode so I can actually see what's going on. Select these two with Shift, Control B, and I'm going to bevel them. So I'm gonna have this kind of a shape, okay? Awesome. So that's cool. And we're going to cut it a little bit. So go to top view, okay, and switch to box, right? And what I want to do is now mirror this across this this y-axis. So we're going to bring it a little bit this way, right? And simply mirror this across, okay? And then we're going to apply the mirror, right? Smart apply. And we're going to move this origin point back to Geo. So Shift S with machine tools and to Geo. And now we should be sure that this is in the middle, but for some reason isn't. That's cool. In this situation, we're going to move cursor to origin, and then Alt X, tab. We're gonna switch the active origin to cursor, right? And copy across cursor. And now we're going to apply the mirror. So operations and smart apply, Shift S, and move to a geo to, origin to geo. And now we are in the middle, okay? So we can remove this empty, and we cook in with fire. Awesome. So now let's think. This one is a little bit, too short. It would probably fall over if it was that short. So what we're gonna do is select this one, go to edit mode, and by the way, let's remove these edges. So Alt select this one, Shift Alt select this one, and dissolve edges. Okay, you can leave the one in the middle, that's fine. So let's go to side view, and let's go to face mode. Select these two faces, and G and Y, and extrude it a little bit. Select these two, okay, and Control B, and let's bevel them, okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab an Ngon, right, and we're going to slice this. So we're going to cut it like this, okay, and simply slice it like that. Cool. So that's that. Let's go to top view right now, and let me think. This one's actually cool. We can do the same thing here, but maybe, slightly less of a bevel. So smaller bevel on the top. And we can cut it from the bottom. So we could cut it in here, you see, at this angle like this. Boom, right? Slice it just a little bit, yeah, to give it some interest. Now we're going to go to the top view and grab a box. And we're going to slice it in here with a bevel as well. So like this. And let's move this actually to the other side, okay, and make it a little bit larger like this, and slice. And let's run the mirror. So Alt X, X to reset it, and mirror to the other side. We got something like this, okay? Pretty cool. Well, we're not done yet, so we're going to grab a box, and let's actually grab a line box, and let's draw it in here and extrude it here, and press B and cut. And we got this kind of a shape, which is awesome. All right. So now we got this going on. I'm not sure if I wanted to cut through this one though. So what we're gonna do is press Q, okay, and no, select this one, press Q, and ever scroll, and grab this one and GX and move it here in a way that it doesn't cut into this mesh, or it could actually cut just a little bit in. Okay, so just a smidgen, like that. Okay. And let's see this. That's cool. So Shift 2 to remove this cutter, and this should do. And we're going to create kind of like a taper over there. So now we can apply bevel to it. So press 1, and don't make it too crazy, something like that. And auto click on sharpen to add weighted normals. Cool. So we got this kind of stuff going on. We need some, screws that are gonna hold this thing in place. So let's grab a circle. Remember, the mirror goes from left to right, so we need to cut it here. Now let's grab these snapping dots and make sure you're in the view mode. And then we're going to draw a circle here, drop it down, shift click, switch to face, Q, control click on mark, and sort of taper it out like that. And we're done here for the time being, and go to front view, and we're going to end-on this part out like that. So select this base mesh and end-on this out, and we're gonna bevel this as well, make this bevel a little bit smaller like that, and cut. Awesome. This is gonna be problematic on this side, so what we need to do now is secure this, right? So run the security edge here, run the security edge here, and the same thing on the other side. Okay, in addition to this one, we need to lower this cutter down. So ever scroll and grab this one, GZ, and move it a little bit lower or higher until this problem disappears. So GY, and move it in here a little bit, SY, skeleton Y, and Bob Jungle, and this we can fix quite easily. Shift C to see the wireframe. And how we're looking. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. Now this might be a bit problematic here, so we might move this one a little bit higher until it's actually above this edge here, right? So Shift Z, and this should be peachy. How we're looking in the front. It's a little bit thin, but it's okay. We could actually make it a bit narrower, so SX, and make it a bit narrower like this, okay? Even a bit more. So it gives a bit more of a structural strength on the side here, right? Cool. So we got that thing going on, and now we can have some fun in here. So let's go to top view, and let's select wait a minute, select this one, select these two faces, Control Q, and if Control Q doesn't work for you, you need to set up the shortcut. So you go to where is it, this one, align view, and right click and change shortcut to Control Q. And if you have Control Q assigned to quit Blender, you're gonna have to remove it by going to preferences and key map, type here quit Blender, and simply remove it from the list. Delete the shortcut because you don't need it. So again, select these two faces, Control Q, click, and we aligned here. And now we're gonna have some fun. So let me see. Let's grab a box, and we're going to cut something like this here with a bevel. Okay, like that. And we're gonna slice it in. It's mirrored, so that's okay. Like this, okay. And we're going to solidify it. So press T for solidification and scale it down, and you're good to go. And you got this cutout for the sort of a monitor or something, okay? Now we're gonna create another one in here, all right? So B, and it's gonna be for a keyboard, okay? So cut it in, press T, and solidify, and boom. Okay, awesome. So we got this kind of like a touch panel and this one going on, right? So we can create another one here, B. You have to be super precise on edges because it's mirrored, you know, it doesn't matter what you do, it will be fine. And click, and boom, right? And it's perfectly aligned and everything. Okay, so let's cut something in here now. Let's create a cut like this, press B, and then V for array, Shift R to reset it, and move it down. And slice it. Okay, cool. So we got something like this going on in here. I want to cut something in here, kind of like handles, but I want to make like a cutout for this one, okay? Or maybe create something like this here, or a bar that goes all around. Actually, this might be cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna rip this edge off. Okay, so let's select this entire edge here up to this. Actually, yeah, we can grab the whole thing from here. And so we're going to curve extract it. Okay, so create like a curve out of this and 1s to make it smooth. And let's go to top view and make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so scale it and then scale it on X like this. Cool. Go to side view and we're going to drop it down here. Okay, and you see that we're gonna have to fix a little bit this angle here, just a tiny bit. So let's grab these points and, you know, sort of move them a little bit this way, right? And we're going to mirror this to the other side anyway, so it doesn't matter. And in fact, you know what? I'm just going to delete this bit here because it confuses me. So I'm going to move it manually. Let's move this manually and just a little bit. And then we're going to move it this way. So GX and move it inside, GX and GZ, right? Okay, cool. And mirror this to the other side. Perfect. So now I got this thing going on. Also, this one is a little bit too far out. So select this face again, Control Q to align it, and then we're going to grab this one with box select and G and Y, and move it in here so it aligns more or less with the top. So let's apply this mesh, so visual to mesh and then Control 2, and then what we're gonna do is rotate it a bit. Okay, so just rotate it a little bit forward, there we go, that should do. And we got this kind of like a guard around or whatnot around this terminal. Okay, cool. So let's maybe apply everything. So let's select this and go to operations and smart apply. So now all the meshes are live. And we could have some fun in here too, you know. This is gonna be a screen, so we don't have to worry about it. But we could still, you know, insert it. So insert it in a little bit and insert it in a little bit again, and create sort of like a paneling effect in here. So just, you know, extrude it in. Okay, and this will work. And then this bevel is a little bit too crazy, I think, so we need to lower it down just a teensy bit. There we go. And here we can create a keyboard, but, you know, we could separate this one. So select these two faces, Control L, P, selection, and then we need to close it down because it's open. Yeah, it's not manifold, or is it manifold? It's manifold. Okay, so we got this selection, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna lower the bevel on this one. Okay, so make it a little bit smaller, and we're gonna, you know, drop some keypads or whatnot. So make a little box, press X, you know, and draw some keys in here like this, and we're gonna cut them in. They're gonna be sort of embedded keys. So press T for solidification, make it smaller with shift. You can hold shift to make it, you know, less insane. And what happened to my keys? Actually, this is fine. So actually, this is fine. And let's grab this cutter. So select this sheep and ever scroll. We're gonna select this one let's apply the array, okay, and we're gonna array this downwards. So array it on this axis down, hold shift and just scroll maybe twice, and there you go. So we got some buttons going on in here, and on this side we're gonna have some kind of event or whatnot. So, you know, create some kind of event here, cut it in like this, right, and we're gonna slice it. So select the top face, Control Q, click, and in fact we're gonna solidify this, okay, and then we're gonna make cuts in this one. So let's apply this. So operations, multiply, select this bit on the top, Control L, P, and we're gonna slice it. So select the top face, Control Q, click, and then we're going to just run some cuts, you know, like this, okay? So just run one cut, and what I'm gonna do is select this bit, ever scroll, select this cutter, and array this on this axis here down, right? So where is it? There we go, this one. We're on a very small scale, so it's a bit fiddly, so click, and then go to array, and you can simply, you know, increase the number of cuts like that, okay? Awesome. Now select this bit, and let's actually cut it in half. So press a K for knife, slice it in half. This will clean up all the shading and everything is gonna be fine. All right, so we got this kind of a terminal here. Looks awesome. This bit could use a bit of a paneling, so we could just create some kind of a paneling in here like this, just for fun, going all the way down here, okay, like this, and curve extract and extract it, and then we get this kind of a paneling going on. Maybe it's a little bit too thin on this side, so let's do it again and select these bits on the side as well. All the way down to here. So select these and then curve extract again. Yeah, I think this looks a little bit better. And we got this paneling effect, you see, so we can sharpen this, and we could run a bevel in here and on the other side. Okay, Control B and run the bevel. Perfect. And maybe grab some screws or whatnot. So circle, and you know, just cut it through like this, and select this thing and insert it a little bit, and just simply extrude it and scale it and create some kind of like a bump, mirror to the other side, and we're done. Yeah, so there you go. And the same thing here. So we could create, you know, kind of like indentations. So just simply cut it with a knife and, you know, extrude it, scale it, and apply weighted normals. So Q, Alt and sharpen, and we're done. Okay, let's save it. Peachy. Now this top panel here, this one, right, needs to be a glass, so we're gonna have to change it later. Okay, and now the last thing I want to do is grab these sides here. Okay, and you know, taper them a little bit. So switch here to individual origins, and you can taper it down like that. Select everything. We're gonna remove these sharp edges, so we're gonna select everything, press mark, then go to normal mode and shift control click on mark to mark all the sharp edges, and everything should be great. All right, awesome. So that's that. We could also run some chamfers on this one, you know, while we edit. So these connections here are not too good, so we can fix this by running a knife here to an edge, okay, like this, and connecting these two together, right? So running a knife to the middle of this structure here, and simply mirroring it across. So we're going to select these two, X, dissolve edges, and then we're going to go to Alt X, press D, and then symmetry, and symmetrize to the other side, so it will be reflected in here. And now we can, select this edge with Shift and Alt, and this one as well, and we can chamfer it. So scroll down and chamfer it. It's gonna be kind of like a cool element here, and we're going to lower the bevel to something really, gentle, right? So there you go. There's our terminal. Same thing we could do here. So we could just run, chamfer on these. It's gonna look a little bit better, guys. Okay, chamfers just, chamfers do this to the mesh. It looks a bit better. And we could create some kind of, screws in here, or maybe even drop the insert. So we could go to cutouts. So let's go to end panel, cutouts, add insert, make it really small, and also let's make it shorter. There we go. Maybe that was the problem. One more time. Shift S, align with the cursor, select this one, remove the materials, and copy to the other side. Now we're good. That was weird. Okay, cool. And if you wanted to, you could always add some details and notches and whatnot, so it's up to you really. Now we could go to a cutter and, for example, go to box and perform another cut in here across this whole structure as well, right? Shift 2 and create something like that. So you could have some fun here, but this looks pretty decent to me. So we're going to select everything, Alt M, and we're going to add some material, and it's going to be a basic material. We're going to grab these two and Shift D and P, and then we're going to click on this one, Alt M, and Shift click to add glass, and we're going to add this glass here. So plus here and glass and a sign, and then we don't need this, right? So this monitor is actually, this is pretty cool now, because we could insert something inside underneath. That just gave me an idea. So how about we're going to Shift D this, make it into its own selection, scale this a little bit. So Shift S and to Geo, scale this a little bit. Let's thicken this. So go to solidification and move it a little bit up. Select this one, okay, Alt, see, and move it inside here a little bit, okay, like this. Then we're gonna change this underneath to something black, okay, so really black, and you're gonna get this screen effect, you see, really cool. Awesome. These buttons could be some different colors, so select this one, Shift G parameter, and we could add material and grab the black one, sign. So we're gonna have some buttons in here. This one could be the same color, that's cool. This pipe should be a little bit less, or maybe it could be darker as well. So we could grab this dark material as well. Cool. And this panel could be, something else as well. So maybe something brighter, maybe, or maybe darker. There we go. Awesome. The screws could be darker as well. So select these and copy, and we're done. And there we go. There's our terminal. We can drop some decal in here. So W, go to decal machine, and let's grab some, or maybe not this one, maybe let's grab something else. There's a cool decal pack with kind of like, yeah, this one, display or UI, funny things. We could just drop this looks cool to me. Drop it in here. Now we need to select this bit from underneath, this one, and the decal. Go to local mode, select this, and we need to drop it on this one, right? So make it bigger, and this is rotated, so we need to adjust it. There we go. Make it bigger and, you know, project, yeah, boom. I'm gonna change the color of this to something, you know, interesting, like this, right? Or maybe bluish. There we go, and it's gonna be under the glass. Awesome. I drop some floor, so plain, make it a little bit larger, solidify it down, and add some color. Cool, that will work. And, you know, that's our terminal, guys. A very simple one, yeah. We could now just grab a camera. So with machine tools, smart cam to view. Let's lock to view. Let's move it somewhere here, like this, right? And maybe rotate it a little bit, like that. Make this one larger. There we go. And let's go to rendering. Let's switch to Eevee for a sec. And let's go to shader editor. Switch to world and let's open the HDRI. Oh, this one is interesting. Something like this maybe. Let's go to cycles and see. Oh, that's pretty cool. This floor is way too dark now, so we will need to do something about this floor. I think we need to add a little bit of roughness, maybe, to change this floor a bit. Maybe that's too much. Something like this could do. So let's render this and see how we're looking, right? So in compositing, this is my setup. Okay, so I got the use nodes enabled, and I got glare and denoise working going on, and of course my denoising data is enabled here under this tab. I'm at 250 samples. I think we might actually go with 300, and light path, maybe we're just gonna go with 8, and performance, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, output, we don't need RGBA, we need RGB. TIFF 16-bit, perfect. Okay, and what's the output dimensions? 2560 by 1440. This is good for me. Let's render. Alright guys, well that's it for the video. Give us a like and sub if you enjoyed it. If you want to buy Hard OPS and Boxcutter, links in a video description. Same with Decal machine and machine tools. Thanks for watching. Catch you next video.